I knew my cruel twin sister had been reborn. In our previous life, she won the affection of a wealthy couple and became their precious heiress. But later, she caused their entire family to go bankrupt. As for me, after being rejected by that same wealthy couple, I was adopted by an ordinary family. Later on, I severed all ties with my adoptive parents and married their son, living a life where my husband adored and cherished me. Because she was jealous of me, Lynn hid outside, waited for me to step out, and stabbed me to death. We were both brought back to life. Lynn wanted to steal the husband from my previous life, the man she believed was the perfect, loving husband, but she had no idea how miserable I actually was. On the outside, everything looked glamorous, but inside my life had completely rotted away. In this life, I finally welcomed a new beginning. Lynn and I were reborn together, and the moment I opened my eyes again, I had returned to the moment I was first adopted. Back then, Lynn Vaughn and I were twin sisters who had grown up together in an orphanage, but our relationship had never been good. In that previous life, I should have been the one chosen by the wealthy couple, but Lynn was faster and won their favor first. Because I lost my chance, I was adopted by an ordinary couple instead. Lynn lived in luxury, enjoying wealth and privilege, but she couldn't control her urge to spend. After her adoptive parents passed away, leaving everything to their only child, she quickly burned through all the money and ended up homeless on the streets. As for me, I cut off all family ties with my adoptive parents so I could marry their son, a boy who had seemed ordinary but later became a wildly famous star. As his income grew, so did everyone's attention on my status rose along with his. When Lynn found out, she was consumed with jealousy. I knew Lynn had always liked my husband, Derek Hayes. He was handsome, talented, and publicly proclaimed how deeply he loved his wife. He even took me traveling around the world, bringing me everywhere I wished to go. Knowing how much I loved the piano, he bought me the Stingray I had always dreamed of, and even organized a grand performance for me in Austria. People talked endlessly about us, saying we had grown up together as childhood sweethearts, and how he never abandoned his wife, even after becoming successful. Because of that, he was praised even more. Meanwhile, Lynn crouched in a street corner watching me shine on giant screens, her eyes filled with resentment. Because of everything that happened, in this reborn life, she no longer fought me for the wealthy couple's adoption. She allowed them to choose me while she hid in the shadows, waiting for the ordinary couple to appear instead. "Are you Erin Vaughn?" The kind, wealthy woman asked gently, smiling at me as she reached out her hand. "Would you like to come home with us and become our daughter?" I could hear Lynn's heartbeat pounding nervously. She was terrified that I might stay behind and once again become the child adopted by the ordinary couple. Deep inside, a wicked smile spread within me, though none of it appeared on my face. I instantly understood what she was thinking, but I still lifted my small hand, held the woman's wrist tightly, and smiled at her. "Yes, I'll go with you, Mom." Lynn had no idea what she was about to face. She only ever saw the glamorous surface of my life, never what lay beneath. But none of that mattered anymore. If she insisted on walking the same path I once suffered through, then I absolutely wouldn't stop her. Because this was her own choice, I felt no guilt about it. The Harrison family treated me with warmth. The moment we arrived at their mansion, they arranged for me to stay in a beautifully decorated pink-themed bedroom. Everything inside was neatly organized. A little fairy tale-style bookshelf was filled with storybooks, and there was even a built-in wardrobe that felt like it came straight out of a dreamy princess world. "Sorry, Erin," Mrs. Harrison said gently. "We didn't know what style you liked, so we decorated the room the way a little girl might enjoy. We hope you like it." How could I not like it? I wiped away my tears and smiled at the couple. In my previous life, I slept in a cramped, uncomfortable storage closet. My adoptive parents treated me coldly and ordered me around as if I were their servant. If I didn't obey, they slapped me hard. But outside the house, they dressed me well and fed me nice meals, just so people would believe they were kind-hearted, loving parents to a child not related to them by blood. Their kindness was black and rotten to the core. The wealthy couple, on the other hand, genuinely cared for me. Their kindness was real, not something put on for show. As for Lynn Vaughn, I curled my lips in a faint, emotionless smile. I was sure she never expected that the Wilsons would turn out to be that kind of people. But this was her decision. Since she chose that path, she had no right to blame me. In both our previous life and this one, I had always been the older sister who stepped aside for her. In my memories, Lynn and I attended the same high school, but we had gone to different elementary and middle schools because of distance. So from now until then, I still wouldn't see her for a long while. I wondered if she was falling apart inside at this moment. The ordinary couple she chose, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, were never kind. Calling them the cruelest people alive wouldn't be an exaggeration. They didn't adopt a child out of goodwill, they adopted a future daughter-in-law for their son. That's right. They had planned to sever the adoption the moment I turned 18, so I could become the future wife of Derek Hayes. I didn't want that, but it didn't matter. If I cried or protested, they beat me, and Derek stood by watching with cold curiosity, almost amused. "Aaron Vaughn, look at yourself," he sneered once. "You really are just like a dog." The insults never stopped. I did all the housework alone. If the food didn't taste good, they beat me. When they hit me, they made sure to target places that could be hidden. They warned me that if anyone discovered the bruises on my body, they would kill me. I tried reporting them to the police, begging for help, but nothing worked. The Wilsons were demons disguised as kind, upright citizens. In our neighborhood, they had the reputation of being wonderful people. Whenever they beat me, they dragged me into a soundproof room and did it carefully. When guests came over, they held my wrists so tightly I couldn't move, and complained that I was a playful child who always got hurt on her own. They even took me to the hospital to maintain the act. But my new parents, the Harrisons, were truly good people. Even if I just stumbled a little, they would fuss over me for a long time, comforting me, even though I didn't actually feel any pain. In high school, instead of desperately studying like in my previous life to get into an elite academy on a scholarship, I chose to attend the nearest school so I could stay close to the Harrisons. They bought me expensive stationery and pretty dresses, and even spoke to my homeroom teacher ahead of time, asking her to look after me so I wouldn't be bullied. "Aaron, if anyone bullies you," Mrs. Harrison told me, "you must tell us, okay? Don't you ever hide something like that." They checked every bit of my outfit from head to toe before finally letting me go to school. The new high school was better than I expected. With my backpack on, I held Mrs. Harrison's hand as she helped me out of the luxury car, guiding me toward the entrance. Under the gaze of everyone around us, waves of astonished whispers rose from the crowd. "Kids from wealthy families really are different. She's such an adorable girl. Just look at her presence, she's born to be a star. If only my daughter had even half the spirit that little girl has." Their comments didn't stir any emotion in me. Maybe because I had experienced everything in my previous life, I now viewed things with detachment. As long as I had a place to stay, a bed to sleep in, and people who loved me, that was enough. But the moment I stepped into the school, I unexpectedly saw someone familiar, Lynn Vaughn, my younger twin sister. She was sprawled on the ground, her ear being yanked harshly from side to side by a woman. "You little brat, get up. Don't you play dead on me," the woman snapped. "I haven't even started hitting you yet. Do you want to become famous across the whole school?" My adoptive parents, the Harrisons, were still busy talking to the teachers and paid no attention to what was happening nearby. But I saw clearly the girl being beaten mercilessly on the ground, her hair a tangled mess like a lunatic. It was Lynn Vaughn. Standing behind the crowd, I watched the scene with cold indifference. It wasn't surprising that she had ended up like this. I knew how to hide myself. After the first beating in my past life, I obediently did everything the Wilsons told me to do, copying their expectations perfectly. Eventually, they hit me less. And after Derek Hayes became a big star, they didn't even bother to look at me. They even regretted letting me marry him. But Derek really did like me. He liked how obedient, clever, and compliant I was. He liked that I would willingly cover up his various crimes. He liked that I would sleep with directors to help him secure resources. He liked that I obeyed him, even agreeing to go to prison for him. But before that final part could happen, I was already dead. What a relief. Lynn would never know how that man drove me to my death. Maybe she was even naive enough to dream of becoming the wife of that big celebrity. She wasn't like me. She had always been someone whose emotions showed on her face. Whatever she was thinking, she could never hide it. Unlike me, quiet, obedient, easy to manage, she couldn't conceal anything, and being beaten often was inevitable. Even though we were twins, our faces, once identical, were now completely different. I was the cherished daughter of a wealthy family, while Lynn was nothing more than a pitiful mess, a madwoman in the eyes of others. It was obvious she would be beaten even more once she got home. Lynn trembled as she struggled to her feet. Her knees were torn open, bleeding heavily. She looked badly hurt. When she lifted her head and spotted me among the crowd, her whole body shook. But I only looked at her with cold detachment, smiled faintly, and turned away. There was nothing left to say. There was no longer any relationship between us. I attended a public high school in the city because I didn't ask for a private or elite academy. I told my parents that any normal school was fine. My grades had always been good. Where I studied didn't matter. Because of that, I was placed in a select class. My homeroom teacher liked me and appointed me class president. My classmates liked me too. They said I was clearly a rich girl, but didn't have the arrogance of one, that I was easy to get along with. I simply smiled at that. I truly was easy to get along with, as long as no one crossed my boundaries. When they didn't, I appeared gentle and harmless, just like before I died, when I poisoned Derek's drink. If I had to die, I would take him with me. Lynn came looking for me. She waited by the school gate, scrutinizing every student who passed by, and finally spotted me. She blocked my path, while I tilted my head innocently, pretending not to understand what was going on as I looked at her. "Aaron Vaughn, the good life you're enjoying now is only temporary," Lynn spat angrily, glaring at me with hostility. "Your ending will be miserable. I'll live 100 times better than you." Honestly, should I say she truly lived up to being both stupid and malicious? Saying something like that was no different from admitting she had the advantage of being reborn. But I simply smiled, polite, yet distant, as I looked at her. "Classmate Lynn Vaughn," I said calmly, "we don't know each other. Could you please stay away from me?" And it was true. We didn't know each other. The moment I was adopted, we had already become complete strangers. But Lynn was different. She constantly tried to shove her presence in front of me, as if doing so would help her survive. "Aaron Vaughn, don't act so smug," she hissed. "Derek Hayes isn't famous yet, but when he does." A young male voice, tinged with mockery, cut her off. My entire body trembled. A cold wave of terror surged through me from deep within. Derek Hayes. The man who had controlled me from childhood to adulthood. The man I never loved, yet was forced to pretend to love. His darkness had swallowed my life whole for over 15 years. In that fleeting moment, that familiar icy dread washed over me again. But I steadied myself. I forced a calm smile and nodded lightly at him. "You two go ahead and talk. My parents are waiting outside. I'll head out first." Without waiting for their response, I turned around and left the school. The moment I stepped outside, I vomited. I never imagined that after seeing that man again, my body would react this violently. I had acted as the obedient girl for years, dutiful, hardworking, cherishing the difficult life I had finally earned in this new chance. I thought I had escaped the darkness, but the instant I saw Derek, that boundless terror wrapped itself around me again. Derek Hayes, the man who tormented me throughout my life, had ultimately died with me. I once thought that even if I became a ghost, I would never forgive him. But now that I was reborn, I had a completely new life. I thought I could forget everything that happened. I turned on the water tap. Cold water splashed endlessly over my face. I came back to my senses beneath the freezing stream, then stared at my reflection in the mirror for a long time before finally breaking down. The painful, bitter emotions burst inside my chest, too overwhelming to suppress. It felt impossible to breathe. Was I really going to live in fear like this for the rest of this life? "Are you okay, Aaron?" A clear, gentle male voice called out just as I stood frozen near the outdoor faucet. I quickly grew alert and turned my head. A pair of dark, bright eyes met mine. He was a tall boy, slightly taller than Derek, not someone whose appearance stunned you at first sight, but the more you looked, the more compelling he became. Someone who made people take a second glance without realizing it. but I wasn't in the mood to look at him now. My mental state was awful. All I wanted was to cry my heart out. Yet I didn't dare go to my adoptive parents. They would bombard me with questions out of worry. Tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. I stared at him in a mixture of frustration and helplessness, as if I wanted to release every emotion onto him. The boy, Ethan Cole, panicked for a moment. He searched through his pockets and finally pulled out a wrinkled handkerchief, handing it to me. "Hey, don't cry anymore," he stammered, his face turning red like a ripe tomato. This is my sister's new handkerchief. It's really clean. You can use it. If something's wrong, you can tell me. I can take you to someone. If you dare tell the teacher or my parents, you're dead," I hissed, grabbing him by the collar and warning him fiercely. "Oh, okay. He immediately raised both hands as if surrendering, hurriedly swearing. "I won't tell anyone, I swear. Really, I won't. I won't let them know." Only after hearing his promise did all the strength drain from my body again. Exhausted, I muttered, "Then don't worry about me. Just leave me alone." A breeze slipped through the narrow space between us, carrying the faint scent of flowers from my clothes. The boy froze completely in place, still held by the collar like some pitiful rag doll. A long moment passed before I finally spoke. "What's your name?" "Me?" The delicate-looking boy blinked, startled, then quickly answered, "I'm Ethan Cole." Ethan as in calm, Cole as in natural, like peaceful autumn evenings. I memorized his name that very moment. Even though my adoptive parents didn't notice I had vomited and cried, they still sensed that something was wrong with my emotions. Seeing how down I was, the couple seemed terrified. They even considered finding a psychologist to help cheer me up. I shook my head. "Mom, I want to learn piano. Can you sign me up for lessons?" "Of course, sweetheart," my adoptive mother said gently. "Anything you want, just tell us." She stroked my hair lovingly and smiled. "We'll sign you up tomorrow. A private tutor, one-on-one. Aaron's happiness is the most important. My adoptive parents truly loved me. Because of that, I didn't want them to worry. I decided to work hard, chase my dream, and find something meaningful to do. Maybe then I wouldn't hurt so much anymore. But I never expected that I would meet that boy again. When Ethan walked into the piano room, I looked at him expressionlessly. Meanwhile, his face turned bright red for the second time. "Aaron?" he stuttered, words tumbling out chaotically. "I gave you permission to call my name?" I asked coldly. "Why so familiar? What are you trying to do?" "Sorry, Aaron Vaughn. I won't do it again." Ethan bowed 90 degrees, his whole body so tense he nearly squeaked. I didn't know why, but seeing him panic like that suddenly made me want to laugh. He was worried about upsetting me? How amusing. Aside from my adoptive parents, I had never met anyone who treated me this way. But affection always came with a price. I didn't believe in love without reason. That had always been the rule of my life. Ethan's father, Mr. Alan Cole, was the most famous pianist in the entire city. My adoptive parents had pulled many connections to invite him to tutor me. When he learned that Ethan and I attended the same school, the mustached pianist looked pleasantly surprised. "Didn't think you two went to the same school. Ethan normally doesn't have many friends. Knowing Aaron is there makes me feel at ease." Mr. Cole liked me very much. He taught me piano with seriousness and patience, which motivated me to work even harder. But no matter how much I practiced, I could never surpass Ethan. His fingers were like a delicate stream flowing across the black and white keys, turning the whole world into an underwater dream surrounding him. As for me, Mr. Cole tactfully told me that my piano playing looked as if I were trying to swallow the whole instrument whole. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. I did have a talent, specifically the talent to turn every piece into a marching anthem. I was simply born loving powerful, grand melodies. Even a nocturne could be transformed into something. Unity is strength. Because of that, Ethan and Mr. Cole worked together and spent a great deal of effort trying to teach me. No, not like that. You have to treat the piano gently. Don't use so much force. Press lightly, don't hit. The piano isn't a percussion instrument. "Ethan, why are you getting so close?" I snapped. "Do you want to get smacked?" "Sorry, Aaron Vaughn, I was wrong," he stammered. He kept calling my name directly as if the habit had been carved into his bones, something impossible for him to change. Seeing his face turn bright red from panic, I couldn't hold back a small laugh. All right, fine. If you want to call my name, go ahead, I'll allow it. Really? Ethan's voice shook with excitement. Aaron, you're letting me call your name? Of course. I spread my hands slightly. But in return, you have to let me call your name too. You don't mind, right? Mind? Absolutely not. His voice trembled with so much excitement that even the window panes rattled. I only smiled, but inside me, something slowly settled, becoming quiet and light. I thought that maybe this was what I had been searching for. Trust and unconditional affection from someone else. It was a luxury I had never dared to want, yet it now felt so easily within reach. The lucky one had never been Ethan. It was me. After that day, I saw Derek Hayes again, this time on the academic ranking board. Derek's grades had always been good. I knew that. But no matter how good he was, he could never surpass me, the top student of the entire grade. This time, with the exception of English class, where Ethan slightly outperformed me, I overwhelmingly placed first in nearly every subject. I worked hard, harder than anyone. Even in my previous life, in such terrible circumstances, my grades had never been poor. What Derek admired most about me was my relentless determination, my willingness to push myself to the limit in everything I did. He enjoyed crushing a person whose willpower was so strong it felt almost unbreakable, destroying them until nothing remained. It was as if some twisted instinct inside him demanded it. All those years, I kept fighting against him. In the end, I won. I killed Derek Hayes and ended my own miserable life along with his. Seeing Derek's overall score listed right below mine made my face twist with pure disgust. I hated him so deeply that even seeing his name made my body react with nausea. You're amazing, Aaron Vaughn. My desk mate, Tracy Turner, practically shook my shoulders. How do you even do it? Every time you're first. You're so cool. Being a top student is nothing special. I waved my hand casually. I can still do better next time. And you're always ranked with Derek Hayes, Tracy added dramatically. Do you know? Everyone thinks you should totally be the school beauty, and Derek's the school hunk. People keep saying you two should be paired together. Another wave of physical nausea hit me. My stomach churned violently, but I forced myself not to throw up on the spot. She doesn't like Derek Hayes. A sudden voice came from behind me. Ethan's voice. I felt a hand grab my wrist. Instinctively, I struggled, but he tightened his hold, preventing me from breaking free. So I stopped resisting and let him hold me as he pleased. Tracy looked even more shocked. You, could it be? Tracy, I said, smiling like a devil. If you dare spread nonsense, don't even think about me helping you review for finals ever again. Sorry, I'm sorry. In short, I wish you two 100 years of happiness. I'm leaving now. Tracy Turner dashed off like the wind, even forming a heart shape with her hands behind her back for me. It was obvious she was very eager to ship the two of us. I, however, watched her disappearing figure without any emotion. Not a single wave stirred in my heart. In fact, I almost felt like killing someone. Ethan said nothing. Aaron, let's walk in the grove over here, he said, staring directly into my eyes with a steady voice. I want to talk to you. I figured he must have realized something. I let him pull my hand as he led the way. Golden ginkgo leaves fell continuously around us, like a rain of shimmering gold encircling me. Aaron, Ethan called my name softly. Why are you so afraid of Derek Hayes? What did he do to you? I lowered my head, avoiding his gaze. I don't know what happened in your past, he continued gently, but every time you see him, your eyes, they're full of fear, real fear from deep inside. He patted my shoulder, then politely took 2 steps back, watching me with worry. Aaron, if something is bothering you, you have to tell me. You know I won't tell anyone about your secrets. But I don't want to talk about it. I lifted my head and met his eyes. Those eyes, no matter what, just looking into them was enough to make a person feel calm again. I'm really scared, I whispered. That's why I don't dare tell anyone. Some things, just saying them out loud is painful enough. Ethan, can you promise me something? Until my wounds truly heal, don't try to pry them open again. When I have enough courage to face it, I'll tell you. Is that okay? I didn't know whether I should trust Ethan. But at the very least, right now, I didn't want to tell anyone anything. I understand, he said quietly. He lowered his head, then suddenly lifted it again as though he had made up his mind. I'll grow up. I'll become a man you can rely on. Aaron, I'll protect you. I stared at him, confused, but couldn't help laughing. Protect me? You? You can't even win in a fight with me. Stop bragging. But I'm better than you at piano, he muttered. Ethan, are you asking for a beating? Do you want to get hit again? I was wrong, miss. Please spare me, he yelped. Just like that, the gloom of that day gradually passed. I thought that maybe someday I really would escape the darkness of my past, that those terrible memories would finally leave me forever. But things were not that simple. I didn't care how Lynn lived anymore, but classmates around me whispered that she seemed to have turned into some sort of delinquent lately. Her hair dyed bright blonde, dressed like an adult, no longer resembling a student at all. However, her relationship with Derek Hayes looked surprisingly sweet, at least on the surface. But I knew inside, Lynn was probably just as terrified of Derek as I had once been. She was enduring it because she believed he would become famous someday. Every time I ran into her, Lynn glared viciously at me and snapped arrogantly, "Let's see how long you can keep living like this. Derek is my boyfriend. Don't even think about him. Don't think you're safe just because you're smart. Don't let me catch you wagging your little foxtail, or you're dead." I knew she was only bluffing. In my past life, Lynn had led the group that bullied me at school. So in this life, I told my adoptive parents early on that I wanted to train physically and learn taekwondo. By now, I was a black belt. If Lynn dared lay a finger on me, she wouldn't stand a chance. As for Derek, he always looked at me with that strange, half-hidden gaze. Sometimes that shadowy look sent chills down my spine. I didn't know what he was thinking, but I could be certain of one thing. Derek Hayes had begun to take an interest in me. He was curious why I feared him so much, and he found that strangely intriguing. I knew exactly what kind of person Derek Hayes was. He was cruel, twisted, and exceptional at pretending. Growing up in a fake, deceitful family, he naturally learned how to make everyone like him. That was also why in my previous life, no one ever discovered the vile things he did in the dark. This time, I had to stay far away from him, forever. I could never let him get close again. But Derek had no intention of leaving me alone. "Aaron Vaughn, which university are you planning to apply for?" he asked suddenly, glancing at me with a gentle expression as we filled out our preference forms. I immediately pulled my form away from him and replied coldly, "What does that have to do with you? As far as I remember, we're not close." "Why not?" Derek crossed his arms, narrowing his long, fox-like eyes. "Don't you know? I've always admired you. It's just a pity. You're a flower on the highest mountain, unwilling to be picked and too proud to even notice me." "I don't like you," I said bluntly. Derek acted as though he'd been deeply wounded. Honestly, acting was the profession most suited for him. He could pretend better than anyone. His talent for performance was undeniable. That's why he was destined to succeed in the entertainment industry. But that had nothing to do with me. "You think I'm dating Lynn Vaughn? Or did she threaten you?" he said casually. Just as I was about to walk away, darkness suddenly loomed over me. My body reacted instinctively. I wanted to run, but a hand slammed against the wall beside me, trapping me. When I lifted my head, I saw the eyes that haunted countless nightmares. Derek Hayes, the demon who should have stayed dead in my memory, had returned. This expression again? How strange. We've never even met before. "Why are you so scared of me?" Derek laughed softly. He reached out and lifted my chin. "Or is this your way of getting my attention?" Right now, if I were thinking clearly, I should have grabbed his hand, twisted his wrist, and thrown him over my shoulder onto the ground. But I couldn't move. A suffocating terror wrapped around me, like something unseen was gripping my entire body. I couldn't escape this loop. No, I didn't want this. I didn't want to be trapped in the cage of my past again. I had to break out of it. "No," I whispered, and grabbed his wrist, forcing his hand away from my chin. I inhaled deeply, pushing away the fear and disgust boiling inside me. Then I lifted my head and looked straight at him. "I don't like you, Derek Hayes," I said, every word sharp and deliberate. "I hate you. You disgust me. You remind me of someone revolting, someone I hope dies as soon as possible." My voice was unwavering, full of undeniable resolve. If Derek dared step closer, I would throw him to the ground instantly. I would not retreat again. But Derek only stared at me coldly, then suddenly laughed, amused. He stepped back with arrogant confidence. "All right then," he said. "Let's see how far our little princess can go. But just so you know, no matter what happens, you'll still end up being my woman, Erin Vaughn." The moment Derek stepped back, Ethan's voice rang out behind me. "Erin Vaughn!" Without a second's hesitation, he grabbed my hand and pulled me behind him, shielding me with his own body. "That's enough, Derek." Ethan frowned, his tone firm and sharp. "Erin already said she doesn't like you. Stop pestering her, and you already have a girlfriend. Don't you think you should have some self-respect?" But the look in Ethan's eyes was no longer gentle. His eyes, usually so gentle, became icy cold. "Let's go, Erin." Everyone knew Ethan Cole liked Erin Vaughn. Everyone also knew Lynn Vaughn was Derek Hayes' girlfriend. There was nothing more to say. I followed behind Ethan, letting him pull me toward the ginkgo grove. I remembered that the first time we met was also in this forest. Golden leaves fell around me like drops of sunlight, brushing lightly against my skin. I blinked as a warm breeze swept across my face, and without thinking, I smiled. "Jealous?" I teased. "No," Ethan replied quickly. "How could I be? I couldn't stand watching him bully you. You were clearly terrified, but I overcame it," I said. "I already rejected him." "Erin, no," I cut him off softly. "I'm not some fragile white lotus who needs protection. I know what I'm doing. You can feel my determination, right?" I took his hand and smiled. "Ethan, let's be together. I want you to be my boyfriend. Is that okay?" I still remembered the breeze that day, gentle and warm in a way I had never felt before. I was the one who confessed. I chose to grab my own happiness. During college, I continued to pursue the piano, which I loved. With the support of my adoptive parents, I even held 2 solo concerts, both receiving praise from the public. Ethan, to my surprise, didn't choose the piano. Instead, he chose to become a film actor. When he decided that, I felt uneasy. I didn't know whether he made that choice because of me, but I sincerely hoped he wouldn't have to cross paths with Derek Hayes. Ethan smiled and reassured me. "Don't worry, Erin. I'll prove to you that there's nothing to fear." I held his hand tightly, saying nothing. Ethan gave me a sense of safety, but I didn't want to be the one who only received. I wanted to support him too. "I plan to inherit my parents' company," I told him. I lifted my head with a small smile. "Next time we meet, you can call me CEO." Ethan burst out laughing. His smile was beautiful. His eyes curved into 2 little crescent moons, making his whole presence softer and warmer. "All right then, my beloved CEO." He took my hand and gently kissed my knuckles. I never believed in fate until fate played its cruel trick on me. I clawed my way out of hell to reach the light. So I decided to take hold of my happiness and never let go again. Ethan always helped me, so I wanted to help him too. I inherited my adoptive parents' company and studied hard, afraid I might ruin their hard-earned fortune. In truth, I turned out to be quite talented. This path suited me best. My adoptive parents only had me. Now that they were older, they deserved peace and comfort. Naturally, I needed to shoulder that responsibility. But the earth is round, and so I crossed paths with Lynn Vaughn again. While selecting investment partners, I met a film director. After finishing the meeting and heading to the restroom to wash my face, I unexpectedly ran into Lynn. She was dressed beautifully and seductively. Heavy makeup, long curled hair draped over her shoulders, and a long dress, clearly chosen to hide the bruises on her calves. We looked at each other. She smiled, vicious and mocking. Well, Erin Vaughn, what are you doing here? Come to sleep with your precious director." So she still had no idea who I was now. I stared at her without emotion. Maybe my silence gave her courage, making her even more brazen than before. "It's about time you went bankrupt, isn't it?" She sneered. She wiped her bright red lips and scoffed. "How pitiful. There's nothing to squeeze out of Ethan anyway. Poor you. His fame is still nowhere near Derek Hayes's. Funny, isn't it? That choice you made back then? It really ruined your future. Your leg doesn't hurt?" I asked coldly. "Selling yourself to that 70 or 80-year-old director just so Derek could get his pay? Doesn't that disgust you, Lynn?" Her face instantly went pale. No, impossible. How could you know? How? Maybe Derek leaked the videos online?" I said lightly. "I heard he even made some money off them." Lynn staggered back a step. No way. "You didn't know?" I smiled faintly. "Your story has already spread through the industry I'm in. Everyone knows what kind of person you are. You don't have to pretend anymore." Of course, I knew exactly what she had gone through. The nightmare I once lived through, she would live through all of it too. No one understood her nightmare better than I did. "So what?" Lynn suddenly screamed, voice cracking. "At least I got everything I wanted. Money, status, fame, I'll get it all. And today, Derek and Director Carter promised to introduce me to an investor. I've worked so hard to climb this far. Why would I give up now? Aaron Vaughn, I'm telling you, whatever I want, I'll take it all. I won't leave a single piece for you." "Really?" I asked softly. At that moment, I also noticed Director Carter standing behind her with a very unpleasant expression. "Well then, Director Carter, you heard her, didn't you?" I said. "She said whatever she wants, she'll take by force. In that case, I suppose there's no reason for me to invest in this newcomer anymore. Wouldn't it be better to save the funding for someone more valuable?" I smiled at Lynn, just once. Lynn suddenly seemed to realize what was happening. Her entire body trembled, her face drained of all color. How is this possible? No. You're supposed to be me. Lynn Vaughn." I stepped toward her, leaned down slightly and whispered beside her ear, "You know, your life could have been as good as mine. But you're just trash. You ruined your own future. So, is this the sweet fruit of your own choices? Are you satisfied?" I straightened up gracefully, waved at Director Carter, and left without a second thought, completely ignoring Lynn's desperate screams behind me. Lynn Vaughn vanished from my life forever, but my nightmare wasn't over. As long as Derek Hayes was still alive, the nightmare would never end. I soon realized someone was deliberately spreading rumors about me and Derek, taking ambiguous photos during business events, mentioning my name in public, and creating the illusion of some secret closeness. "Aaron Vaughn? She went to high school with me," Derek said in an interview. Those were good memories. Aaron was exceptional even back then. I was always second place, never could compare to her. Of course I admired her. She's the perfect girl in my eyes. Someone like me could never reach her level. Disgusting. I had to physically choke back the urge to vomit. No matter how much I denied it, it was pointless. Every time I nearly broke down, Ethan was always there, quietly comforting me. "Don't worry, Aaron, let me handle it." I trusted Ethan, just as I believed I would eventually climb out of hell. If fate favored me once, surely it would favor me a second time. Right? And reality proved it. Fate truly did show me mercy a second time. Derek Hayes died. Once again, he died at the hands of the girl raised to be his wife, but this time it wasn't me. It was Lynn Vaughn. Rumor had it that during a live concert, right after Derek finished his performance and stepped off stage under the attention of the entire audience, he smiled and waved at everyone, completely unaware that Lynn, hair disheveled and nearly unrecognizable, was hiding among the crowd. She held a knife, pushed through the people around her, and lunged straight at him, stabbing him in the heart. The scene exploded into chaos. Watching the news report all of this, I suddenly felt the whole world was absurd. In my past life, I poisoned Derek, only to be stabbed to death by Lynn. In this life, Lynn stabbed someone too, but this time the victim was Derek. She had gone insane. The difference was that in this life, I had no connection to any of it. I had already been set free. He died. Isn't that good? Ethan said softly beside me. He wrapped an arm around my waist and kissed my cheek. "You're free now? You've escaped the nightmare. Everything happened exactly the way you wanted. No one will hurt you anymore, Aaron." He smiled at me. And in truth, I knew exactly who had provoked Lynn, who had leaked the information to her. Ethan had quietly guided things toward an ending he knew I wanted. That was the real reason he chose to become a celebrity, wasn't it? I buried myself in his arms and answered faintly, "I know." I had always known Ethan loved me. I was already the happiest person in the world. "Next month, let's take some time off and go on our honeymoon," he said. "Okay," I answered. "Where do you want to go?" "Anywhere you want." In this life, my happiness was finally held firmly in my hands.